Hi, K-pop lovers. Welcome back to our channel. Before we get into it, if you're a monsties, hit that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop a comment below telling me what surprised you most about Chiquita. Share this video with your fellow fans because trust me, what you're about to hear changes the way you see her on stage forever. There is a moment, and if you've watched enough babymonster performances, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where Chiquita moves and something feels different. Not just, she's a good dancer, different. There's a sharpness to her. A precision. A kind of controlled power that doesn't look like it came from a dance studio alone. Most people who watch her just think she's naturally gifted. And sure, talent plays a part. But the real answer goes back much further than YG Entertainment, much further than her trainee days, and all the way back to a little girl in Nakhon Ratchasima, Thailand, who was learning to fight before she ever learned to perform. Her full name is Ruracha Fondachafafat, and if you can say that on the first try, respect. Born on February 17, 2009, making her the youngest member, the Magne, of babymonster. She grew up in Nakhon Ratchasima, a province in northeastern Thailand, and from a very early age it was clear that this was someone who didn't sit still. While most kids her age were playing with toys and watching cartoons, Ruracha was already stepping into something that would quietly, invisibly, shape everything she'd become as a performer. Around 2014, when she was just 5 years old, she started training in taekwondo. And she didn't just dabble. She went all the way. She earned a black belt. Her own black belt, with her name written on it. Now here's where it gets really interesting, so stay with me. Because this isn't just a fun fact to put in a profile bio. The connection between taekwondo training and elite-level K-pop performance is deeper than most people realize. Taekwondo at the black belt level isn't just about kicking and punching. It demands body awareness at an almost obsessive level. You have to know exactly where every limb is at all times. You have to control your center of gravity through movements that are explosive, fast, and precise all at once. You develop what athletes call proprioception, your body's ability to sense itself in space, to a level that most people never reach. And here's the thing, that's exactly what separates a great K-pop dancer from an average one. The ability to hit every beat, every angle, every accent with intention. Not just energy, but control. Chiquita had that wired into her body years before she ever set foot in a YG practice room. But wait, because there's another layer to this story that people completely overlook. While she was training her body with taekwondo, she was also training her musicality from a completely different direction. Starting at age 6, Chiquita began learning to play the flugelhorn, yes, a brass instrument, similar to a trumpet but with a warmer, rounder tone. Think about what that means for a child. Learning a brass instrument requires breath control, timing, ear training, and the ability to feel rhythm from the inside out. She wasn't just moving to music. She was creating it. She was internalizing rhythm and melody at an age when most future idols hadn't even discovered K-pop yet. The combination of martial arts discipline and musical training created something in Chiquita that no amount of idol school could manufacture from scratch, a deeply embodied relationship with both rhythm and physical control. And this is the part that really makes you stop and think. By the time she joined a Thai dance cover group called Red Rose as a young performer, she wasn't starting from zero. She already had a black belt's worth of body discipline and years of musicianship backing her up. Red Rose was where she first experienced the world of performance, learning covers, understanding stage dynamics, figuring out what it means to entertain a crowd rather than just execute moves correctly. For a kid who had spent years training in the solitary discipline of martial arts and music practice, Red Rose was the bridge that connected all of that internal training to external expression. She learned to bring it out, to share it, to make people feel it. Then came the moment that changed everything. Chiquita auditioned for YG Entertainment, and she walked in singing, "In the Name of Love," by Martin Garrix and BB Rexa. She got in. And here's a number that should genuinely blow your mind. She joined YG in March 2021 and debuted in November 2023 with only 1 year and 9 months of official training. That is the shortest training period of any member in babymonster. Let that sink in. Every other member trained longer. Some for years more. And yet, when you watch Chiquita perform, she doesn't look like someone who had less time to prepare. She looks like someone who arrived already loaded. Because she did. All those years of taekwondo and flugelhorn and red rose performances, that wasn't just a childhood. That was training. It just didn't happen inside a K-pop company. Her official debut came on November 27, 2023 with babymonster's digital single, Batter Up, making her the youngest member to debut, born in 2009, at just 14 years old. The group's full official debut followed on April 1, 2024, with the mini-album Babyman 7ER, and from the very first moment Chiquita was on that stage, people noticed. Fans started clipping her fan cams. Comments filled up with things like, "Why does she move like that?" and "She hits different." And now you know why. It's not magic. It's years of a very specific kind of training that built a performer from the foundation up, not from the outside in. Her MBTI is ISTP, and if you know anything about that personality type, it fits perfectly. ISTPs are known for being incredibly observant, physically skilled, calm under pressure, and intensely focused on mastering whatever craft they're working on. They're doers, not talkers. They learn by doing, by feeling, by repetition and refinement. Sound familiar? That's taekwondo. That's flugelhorn practice. That's the exact personality profile of someone who quietly earns a black belt as a child and shows up to a K-pop debut having already done the work everyone else is still catching up on. There's also something worth saying about where she comes from. Her older brother, kpop, is a member of Thai boy group Bus. This is a family that moves in performance. Chiquita grew up watching and admiring Blackpink's Lisa, also Thai, also YG, and now she's following that same path, becoming the third Thai idol under YG Entertainment alongside fellow babymonster member Farida. There's a lineage here, a sense of something being passed forward. And her parents have been openly, publicly supportive. Her mother's Instagram was actually the source that confirmed details about her taekwondo training, which tells you that this wasn't some casual hobby. It was something her family tracked, remembered, and was proud of. So the next time you watch a babymonster performance and your eyes keep going back to Chiquita, to the way she snaps every move, the way her kicks land with authority, the way she carries herself on stage with a presence that seems almost too composed for someone her age, now you know where that comes from. It comes from a belt. A black belt with her name on it. It comes from years of breath control on a flugelhorn. It comes from a cover group stage in Thailand where a young girl learned to stop performing just for herself and start performing for a crowd. It comes from the shortest training period on the team but arguably the longest journey to get there. That is Chiquita's true power. Not what YG built. What she brought with her. If this video gave you a new appreciation for Chiquita and everything she carries onto that stage, please give it a like. It genuinely helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe so you never miss a deep dive like this one, and share it with every monsties in your life who needs to understand why Chiquita is built differently. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know, did you already know about her taekwondo background, or was this a full surprise? Let's talk. See you in the next one. Annyeong.